Alright, today is March 28, 2026. Camping season's right around the corner, so I decided I'm finally going to start messing with this thing again. So let's jump inside, and we're going to go over a couple things, couple changes I decided to make over the winter. Okay, so for starters, this is the new converter. This is a IntelliPower PD9380 by Progressive Dynamics. It's made right here in the USA. In fact, it's actually right here in Michigan. I thought that was really cool. So yeah, it's an 80 amp unit, smart charger, meaning it can do FLA, which is what I'm running right now, AGM, and LiPo batteries, which I do plan to obviously upgrade to LiPo batteries. I'm not going to be using the Grand Prix old battery forever. It does the job for now, which is one light. But anyways, that's a high quality unit right there. And that's what I want if I'm going to be having $400 batteries in a one-of-one camper. So there you go. And one other thing that I decided to change is climate control. So instead of doing a 12 volt heat pump style, meaning I can do heating and cooling, I'm just going to do a 12 volt air conditioner, just a standard compressor air conditioner instead. So you may be wondering what I'm going to do for heating, since I won't be having a heat pump. And it's quite simple. We're using a diesel heater. These have become quite popular in the past 2, 3, 4 years, and I've heard nothing but good things about them. My boss actually has one of these for his garage, and he says it works amazing. And he's actually the one who suggested this. So what I got here is a Viver 8 kilowatt heater. It's an all-in-one unit. This is the diesel tank right here, and then everything's all inside this little suitcase thing right here. In fact, you can actually open it up. Just flip it to the side, if I can get it to sit properly. There we go. So that's the unit right there, big black box. You can see the air intake, air filter down there for the exhaust, so it just runs back up through and out the exhaust there. Everything is self-contained in here. You got a built-in carbon monoxide detector, which I won't be using, and your thermostat right here. And you probably just called me an idiot because I'm not using the carbon monoxide detector. I'm using a carbon monoxide detector, just not this one. And that is because every time you turn this thing on, you have to turn on the carbon monoxide detector. I don't know why they did it like this, but they did. I don't get that. So I'm going to be using a dedicated one like you see it in a normal RV. It's probably going to sit like down there. I think that's a pretty good spot for it. So just won't be using the built-in one. And you may be wondering how I'm going to route this exhaust outside. It's quite simple. This is a generator exhaust for a boat. And it just so happens that this slides right onto here like nothing. So it's as simple as drilling the hole through the wall like we've done before, screwing it in and popping that thing on, and it's ready to go. I have this thing running on the AC adapter that came with it, but of course we won't be keeping that because it needs to run on 12 volts, which it also has an adapter for that. So it's perfect. There's our hole to the outside world. And I just want to let you guys know that this will never not be a scary thing for me to do, drilling holes that, especially that big. But it's gonna work. So we'll go outside real quick, grab the screws, which are right here. No, it's kind of windy today. I don't want it slamming into that tail light and break the stupid thing. It's a pretty good spot for that. It's gonna be like that. Make it so it's nice and straight and everything. It's got a rubber gasket on it, so it'll be watertight. In fact, it's actually a really high quality one too. I'm impressed with it. There it is. Mounted in place. Looking good. Quite simple. I don't know if I'll keep that muffler thing. I don't know if it's even necessary, to be honest. We'll see what happens. I don't know if I'll keep this either, how this plate is like on here. I don't know if I like that very much. I'm just a little concerned that this is gonna get warm and possibly cause some issues, but it should be good for, I don't know, an hour. I'm gonna fire this thing up and we'll see what happens. So, close the door. Turn on the power. Battery charger should fire up. Yep, blinking green. That's a good sign. Not that it really matters. And I should be able to grab the remote and turn this thing on. Yep, there you go. You see this thing just turned on. A little bit of air coming out. I'm going to put it on level 2 because it's way overkill for this thing. We should hear the pump kick on in probably about a minute. The pump in this thing is very loud. We're going to have to do something with it. That tank obviously isn't staying there. It's going to be mounted on the outside, so I think we'll just mount the pump somewhere like down there or something. Do something a little different with that. Makes it easier to replace it if it ever goes bad too. Yep, there goes the pump. Like I said, very loud. You can hear the flame just kicked on. So eventually start to get warm. It's still in the ignition phase, so it might take a minute. There it goes. No air leaks back here, that's a good thing. That's already very warm. Up here, you can start to feel warm air coming out of it. That's good. Yeah, it's getting nice and warm now. Very quiet on the outside. It's been about 10 minutes and it's already got the chill out up here. It's probably 50 degrees in here. This thing is pretty insane how well this thing works. Still hold my hand on the muffler too, which is nice. This is all still cool to the touch, so that exhaust thing is working as it's supposed to. I don't smell any diesel fumes or anything. which is good. That means I won't die. It's been about half an hour and it's 75 degrees in here, according to the little remote thing. In fact, it might actually be more now. Yeah, it says it's 80. I don't know if that's completely accurate. It doesn't quite feel like 80. I wouldn't be able to have a sweatshirt and sweatpants on if that was the case, but it's a solid 75 in here. It's pretty fast, but it's like I was saying earlier, if it sits like this at level 1, it's going to keep running and running and running, and it's going to keep heating up in here more and more, so it would become uncomfortable, and it's also not the best for the heater. So pretty much at this point I have to turn it off. You can hear the pump stopped. Now it's in the cool down stage, which the fan is going to ramp up in a second here. You can hear the glow plug kicked back on to burn off any residual fuel. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for the diesel heater. It's kind of in a temporary position right now. It's not screwed down or anything. So we'll need to take care of that at some other time. But not today. We'll worry about that later once we actually have the cabinetry in here, which that I think is pretty much going to be the next video. I don't know when that'll be, but eventually. Probably late April if I had to guess. But this will do just fine for now. You can hear it kicked up now. It's pretty much just cooling down the heat sink in there, and it'll eventually shut off. So that's going to be it.